From Raquel Crowdenbuhl from Globo.
Hello.
Thank you, Ned. Thank you, Secretary Blinken. I also have two questions. I'll ask one first and then you'll answer. And I ask the second. Is that okay? First question, President Bolsonaro said today, you were there during his speech, that Brazil is one of the countries that most preserve the environment. What is your reaction to that? And do you see real progress on Brazil's commitment on cutting deforestation?
Raquel, do you want to go ahead and ask your second?
Okay, sure. Sure. On the first bilateral meeting between President Biden and Bolsonaro yesterday, before the meeting, a senior administration official said they were discussing topics they disagree on. Bolsonaro defended a lot of his old positions there. So what do you think about his statement there? What were the disagreements and what changed for the bilateral relationship now?
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let me talk about the climate piece first. Look, I think it is well known that climate change is a top priority for our administration, but also for countries in the hemisphere. This was very much front and center in the conversations we had. Many of the countries here, of course, were together with us at COP26. So this is an enduring focus for us. And it's also fundamentally true that Brazil is critical to these efforts. It has one of the cleanest energy grids, as it already stands, but of course it's also one of the top emitters of greenhouse gases, as is the United States. The Amazon, which we know are literally the lungs of the hemisphere, stores enormous quantities of carbon dioxide each year, and that is a vital service to the world in dealing with climate change that we cannot afford to lose. So we've been concerned by the continuing high levels of deforestation in the Amazon, a concern that we've expressed. It's also why we put additional resources through something called Amazonia Connect to support Brazil, Colombia, Peru's efforts to preserve the Amazon. One of the things that President Biden shared with President Bolsonaro is that we feel a responsibility to do that because over many generations, we were able to take advantage ourselves, for example, of clearing forests in order to have agricultural production or industry before anyone understood the impact of climate change. And now, as we're asking other countries not to engage in these kinds of steps, we believe that we have a responsibility to help. And that goes with, for example, helping to finance adaptation, resilience, and in the case of deforestation, making sure that countries have the means not to further engage in deforestation or even to engage in reforestation. So we discussed all of this. Brazil has put forward very ambitious climate commitments. We hope that they hold to those commitments. It would make a huge difference in this effort that has to be a global one. And more broadly, let me say this. We have, I think, over many years, a strong, solid partnership. It spans centuries, quite literally, based on shared democratic values, based on a lot of mutual interests. The bilateral yesterday was, I think, best described as constructive, an opportunity to address a lot of issues in the bilateral relationship right now. I don't want to put words in President Bolsonaro's mouth, but I think I heard him say today that it was productive and positive, and we too appreciate the close coordination on a whole range of issues. For example, we talked about boosting trade, investment, job creation, working together on the environment, as I just mentioned, social and security issues with Brazil. And our hope, I think there's a common belief and also expectation that if we work more closely together, we can actually deliver real benefits for people in both of our countries. We happen to be the two largest democracies in the hemisphere. It makes sense for us to not only continue to work together, but find ways to deepen the partnership. So I think Presidents had a good conversation yesterday about how we can move forward in that direction.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary.